This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome to News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Today is Tuesday, January 18th. Well, one person is transported by Mercy Air to a Las Vegas trauma center following a two-vehicle crash today here in Pahrump. One person was transported by Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Ambulance to Mercy Air Base here in Pahrump to be airlifted to a trauma center in Las Vegas following a two-vehicle crash that occurred this morning off of Gamebird and Winchester Street. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office dispatch, traffic was blocked in all directions by the Nye County Sheriff's Office Auxiliary with assistance from Nye County Animal Control. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene and evaluated all occupants. No other individuals claimed any injuries at the time of the crash. The Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating the cause of this incident. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office is seeking the public's help in identifying a person suspected of using stolen credit cards. Brad Francis reports.
Detectives with the Nye County Sheriff's Office are trying to identify the man seen in this photo, captured by a security camera inside a local store. The Sheriff's Office says he's suspected of stealing and using credit and debit cards in stores throughout Pahrump. If you know who he is, you're asked to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office. That phone number is 775-751-7000. You can also submit a tip by email at sheriff@co.nye.nv.us or through the Sheriff's Office app. They ask that you reference case number 21NY-4980. As always, you may remain anonymous.
And today, state officials provided an update on efforts to leverage existing resources across the state to help alleviate staffing shortages in healthcare facilities across Nevada. The Nevada Department of Health and Human Services and Nevada State Board of Nursing have been working to encourage all nursing students enrolled in an accredited nursing program and in good standing strongly consider becoming a nurse apprentice. There are almost 900 nursing students enrolled in accredited nursing programs across the state. There are almost 100 positions open now, with the capacity to grow and expand to an additional 150 more positions. The state will continue to work with nursing schools and healthcare partners who want to develop or expand their programs to meet the current demand for staffing. Other statewide efforts have included sending out mass email distribution efforts, reminding Nevadans of volunteer opportunities that exist. This past week, Battleborn Medical Corps has received over 200 new applications of licensed individuals interested in serving the healthcare system during this difficult time. Since the start of the pandemic, more than 5,000 individuals have gotten involved with that program. Well, if you are struggling with issues that are affecting your mental health, help is available right here in Pahrump. Serenity Mental Health offers a wide variety of services to help you get your life back on track.
We offer different kinds of therapies, specialized. Some therapists specialize in things such as trauma, and they might perform EMDR. We also offer substance abuse counseling. We work with Houses Helping Humans, HHH for short. They have a sober living apartments down the street here. We provide services and counseling for all those people that reside there. They can live there free of charge as long as they're participating in treatment and getting help and staying sober. Individual, group, children, adults. We also offer medication management. So typically you would see your therapist or your counselor and get a full evaluation. Depending on the results of the evaluation, if they feel like medication would benefit you, then you can be referred over to schedule with the doctor. We do have some providers that were going into homes. They did psychosocial rehabilitation and basic skills training one-on-one. Typically, it can be with children or adults. Typically, we did a lot of children, working with them, skill building, working on communication skills, social skills, taking them out in the community. Unfortunately, with COVID, that has been scaled back. It's been very hard. We have to take a lot of precautions. You're just not as free to move around in the community as we once were, but we are still offering the service. We have marriage and family therapists, clinical professional counselors, licensed clinical social workers. We even have practicum students that are in their last year of school that will give pro bono therapy. If you don't have any insurance, you can't afford a cash pay, you can come down. We'll do our best to try to schedule you with somebody at no charge. If you want to find out more information or you're interested in one of our programs, be it substance abuse, medication management, or traditional therapies, please give us a call at 775-751-5211.
News 25 will return on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, today the federal government has launched its website to sign up for free COVID-19 tests, allowing people to order a maximum of 4 tests shipped directly to your household. The Omicron variant now makes up for almost all of the cases. Omicron caused 99.5% of the new coronavirus cases in the U.S. just last week. The U.S. is currently averaging about 777,453 new COVID-19 cases and 1,797 new deaths per day, according to data from the Johns Hopkins University. There have been 4 confirmed deaths related to COVID-19 here in Nye County since last week, all are residents of Pahrump. There are 256 new COVID-19 confirmed positive cases in Nye County since last week, and that doesn't include many home tests. That's 5 in Tonopah, 4 in Beatty, 3 in Amargosa, 3 in Smoky Valley, and the remainder right here in Pahrump. The total so far, 5,444 confirmed cases of COVID-19 positives countywide since the first reported case. Nye County test positivity rate is 21.9%. It's the 6th highest here in the state. Clark County is the highest at 35.9%. Nye County schools have reported their weekly COVID cases on their state report, and they posted 46 new cases among students and 20 among faculty for the past month. The Tonopah Community Health Nurse is hosting a walk-in clinic on Tuesday, and they also have one here in Pahrump on Tuesdays. You can make an appointment here. The walk-in clinic, you don't need appointments there in Tonopah. For our appointments in Pahrump, give them a call. 775-751-7070. The Beatty COVID and Flu Vaccine Clinic is held Wednesday, February 2nd from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. at their community center. The Amargosa Valley Vaccine Clinic will be held on Thursday, February 3rd from 10 to 11 at their community center. You can also get that free COVID test by stopping by Serenity Health, and you can go through their drive-thru Monday through Thursday, 10 to 2. They're located at 2280 East Calvada Boulevard. If you have any other questions, you can give Serenity Health a phone call. Well, with many schools teaching remotely during the pandemic, parents may have noticed that their kids have gained a little bit of weight. In fact, a study from the CDC shows the rate of body mass index nearly doubled for individuals between the ages of 2 and 19 years old. That's compared to pre-pandemic numbers.
Some of the main reasons for the change in these numbers and the alarming results have to do with the increase in screen time that children were experiencing during the pandemic, a change in their sleep habits, an explosion in their stress level, lack of exercise, and disruption of routines.
Dr. Susan Albers is a psychologist for a Cleveland clinic. She says what the study suggests is not so much a concern about the weight gain, but the change in children's habits during the pandemic. So what can parents do to help with that? She says be sure your child is getting enough sleep, is not eating in front of screens, has access to healthy foods, and is staying active during the day. It's also important to avoid talking about weight or dieting, as that can be triggering and in some cases lead to eating disorders. Dr. Albers says stress can play a big role in weight gain too.
Check in with your child. See what their stress level is. Could this be at the heart of some of their eating? Help them to tune into their bodies and investigate when they're really hungry or when they're eating because they're stressed, bored, or anxious.
Dr. Albers says the CDC study results aren't unique to children. Many adults are experiencing weight gain during the pandemic. However, she is optimistic that these numbers will improve as time goes on.
Well, the administrative penalties for workplace safety violations levied by the Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Administration against employers who are not in compliance will increase effective January 15th as a result of Senate Bill 40. The Federal Civil Penalties Inflation Adjustment Act improvements of 2015 requires the Department of Labor to annually evaluate its civil monetary penalties to adjust for inflation no later than January 15th of each year. As a result, Nevada's OSHA administrative penalties will increase by 6.22%, effective immediately. Nevada's OSHA penalties for violations of the Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Act are as follows. For willful violations, the minimum penalty for increases go from $9,639 to $10,360, and the maximum penalty is $136,532 to $145,027. For repeated violations, maximum penalties will increase from $136,532 to $145,027. Penalties for serious violations, the maximum penalty increases for $13,653 to $14,502. For each other than serious violation, the maximum penalty increases, of course, that amount that we just told you, the $13,000 to over $14,000. For instances where employers were previously cited or failed to correct violations, the maximum penalty increases per day. For each posting requirement violation, the maximum penalty will increase from $13,000 to over $14,000. And for more information, you can look for OSHA online. Residents in one Clark County neighborhood were tired of drivers speeding past their homes, so they got together with community leaders and came up with what they hope will be a solution.
Motorists will notice an extra layer of rubber under their tires on Spencer Street between Twain Avenue and Seneca Drive. The street signs say speed hump, but Public Works personnel prefer a softer, gentler way to describe the traffic calming devices.
This is our speed cushion program. This is a pilot project for the county for us to assess the effectiveness of speed cushions in neighborhoods where we're looking to reduce speeds through the neighborhoods.
These rubber speed cushions can be removed, and they provide much more functionality than asphalt or concrete ones for passenger cars and emergency vehicles.
Part of the design with the new speed cushions is they have gaps in between them that are designed to fit within the wheelbase of emergency vehicles that prevents the vehicles from actually having to slow down considerably or even go over the speed cushions themselves.
Concerned residents in Paradise Palms were tired of a high volume of speeding drivers cutting through their neighborhood and reached out to District E Commissioner Tick Sagerblum.
They just said, what can we do about the traffic and the speeding through the neighborhood, people that don't live here. And so working with Public Works, we came up with this idea. The city's been doing this for a while, but this is the first one in the county. That's how I wanted to dramatize it. So if you live somewhere in the county where there's a speed issue in your neighborhood, reach out to us and we'll try to bring these to you.
The best way to communicate with Clark County about neighborhood issues, such as roadway improvements, is to visit the website and navigate to Fix It Clark County.
More news, including your educational news, right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, school districts across the country are returning to remote learning or considering it due to the recent wave of the new COVID cases. As important as it is to make sure students don't fall behind in their curriculum, making sure their mental health doesn't suffer is equally as important. Kim Martinez discusses what some states are doing to combat the crisis, as well as what still needs to happen in order for our nation's young people to rebound mentally from the pandemic.
Our students are struggling with social emotional well-being.
Amy Quinn, who runs an inner-city public charter school in Washington, D.C., is seeing what the rest of the nation is when it comes to the mental health of her students. But fortunately for the children here at Yu Ying, the school has always placed an emphasis on their mental well-being.
Prioritizing that over anything else has benefited us throughout this whole time.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported that between April and October of 2020, the number of mental health-related emergency department visits increased for children and teens. Kids ages 5 through 11 increased by 24% and 31% among those 12 to 17, compared to the same time period in 2019 pre-pandemic.
Certainly, COVID has revealed, not only has it created these tensions and so on, it's revealed underlying problems that have been there a long time, particularly in regard to our mental health system.
State officials are taking notice of the mental health issues that are facing young people. Several states like Illinois are implementing mental health days. A new law went into effect this month, allowing students between ages 7 through 17 to take up to 5 excused mental health days without a doctor's note. If a student requests a second mental health day, they may be referred to school staff for professional help.
I think the intention is very good, and their interest and their concern about mental health.
Mark Atkins, a professor of psychiatry and psychology at the University of Illinois at Chicago, believes that providing mental health days is just the beginning of a lot more work that needs to be done.
If we really want to do something about this other pandemic of health and mental health, let's think about the system that isn't responding to the needs of kids, particularly isn't responding early enough. Let's intervene early.
Atkins says that support doesn't always have to come from a mental health provider either. It can also come from a trusted adult at school.
But I know as a mental health person that we can provide support to teachers so that they know what to do. Sometimes we call it mental health first aid. And I very much want the legislatures and all to hear that they're on the right track, but we've got to do more.
Kim Martinez reporting.
Thanks so much, Kim. Well, other states that have implemented mental health days or are trying to pass similar bills include Nevada, Oregon, Virginia, Colorado, and Arizona. Well, the city of Henderson is looking for up-and-coming bands for this year's Battle of the Bands. Organizers are accepting submissions now through Friday, February 18th. To qualify, bands must live in Southern Nevada and half their members must be under the age of 21. To help support contest goals of discovering new artists, bands who submit cannot be actively gigging for pay. Judges from the local music industry will select 5 bands from the submissions to perform in the Battle of the Bands competition on March 26th. During the competition, 3 top winners will be selected to perform at Henderson's signature events like Hot Rod Days and receive cash prizes of $250, $500, and $1,000. All band submissions may also lead to future booking for city events. For more information on judging criteria, rules, and guidelines for Henderson's Battle of the Bands, visit cityofhenderson.com. Well, it's another busy week at Pahrump Valley High School. Here with this week's installment of Student News is Louis Bizzato.
Hello again, I'm Louis Bizzato, and I'm a senior here at Pahrump Valley High School, and I'm here to report on some important information. On March 1st, PVHS will conduct ACT testing for all juniors and other students who have signed up. The rest of the student body that day is excused from school. We highly recommend studying for the critical test. Resources can be found through teachers, staff, and the Gear Up department found within the high school. If you're wishing to receive academic help, not only for the ACT but for all school topics, PVHS provides tutoring conducted by teachers and fellow students. Tutoring is held after school from 2:30 to 4:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Finally, it is the last week to purchase tickets for the Winter Formal Dance, happening this Saturday, January 22nd. Single tickets are $6 and couple tickets are $10. Please be aware that you may not purchase tickets at the door of the dance. If you wish to purchase them, you can find Mr. Williams and other student council members selling them in the cafeteria during lunch. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look outside of what it looked like earlier today. So beautiful out there with that shot of the Mount Charleston area. We'll have your weather forecast right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi,
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios on a Taco Tuesday. Everything looking okie dokie up and down the state. Let's take a look at these beautiful weather maps as we, indulge ourselves. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, all stuck about 50, 52 degrees. You get down to Tonopah, it's 45. Back up to 50 in Goldfield, Beatty's seeing 62. Amargosa sweating it out at 64 with Vegas right behind there about 60. Out to Death Valley, 70 degrees. Feels pretty cool on a spring kind of day. And here in the Paradise of Pahrump, we're looking at 55 currently. We'll head down to a low tonight of 37. East easterly winds to just 3 miles per hour, whispering gently to us. They're whispering, boy, it's humid. 58% humidity. Yeah, we're going to see some sprinkles here and there. Nobody's talking about any kind of measurable rain, but don't be surprised if you get a little bit of schmutz on your windshield there. Sunset beautifully this evening at 4:55 p.m. It'll be back up in Adam tomorrow at 6:52. We'll look forward to that. And a high tomorrow of 64 degrees under mostly sunny skies. And as we head on into the week, sunny is the theme. Look at this sunshine, just mostly, and then all for about 5-6 days. We get some clouds again next Tuesday. Look at the winds coming up on Friday and Saturday. This is great kite flying weather, 16 mile per hour. You don't even have to run that fast. You can kind of waddle with a kite and get there pretty good. Temperatures staying reliably at 63, 64 degrees on average throughout the week. It's going to be a wonderful week, so look forward to it. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
A little bit of surprise in our weather last night. I was driving around town, seeing water around the parking lot at Smith's and stuff, and I thought, oh, somebody must have cleaned the parking lot. But then when I got home, there's a little bit of water everywhere, and I was surprised at the little sprinkle that we had last night. Well, you guys be careful out there, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM TV, Ace Country Radio. We'll see you back here tomorrow.